Gold prices retreat, silver down $1.25 as a Fed pivot, chatter evaporates. Gold prices retreated from multi-week highs against most major currencies on Wednesday as long-term borrowing costs rebounded, as did the US dollar, amid what Bloomberg calls fizzling Fed pivot talk. Global stock markets also reversed course, snapping a two-day rally that had accompanied a sharp rally in government bond prices. But crude oil extended its jump to almost 10% for the week so far as the Opec and cartel of oil producer nations discussed cutting daily output by perhaps 200 million barrels per day, equal to 2% of global daily demand. Like gold prices, silver also dropped hard on Wednesday as bond yields rebounded and stock markets fell, down more than $1.25 per ounce from yesterday's 3.5-month high of $21.24 after the more industrially useful precious metal had jumped over 20% from start September's two-year lows. Trading volumes in London and Zurich gold have risen by 29.3% but grown only 2.3% in silver over the last week, says new data from the London Bullion Market Association, with trading in options contracts on the grey metal a leveraged trade used by industry players for hedging prices as well as by speculators wanting to bet on the metal's direction, sinking by 19.5% from the week before. The market was too quick to price in the peak rate story, reckons one currency strategist. Price pressures are set to remain sticky for some time, and while the Fed might be closer to smaller incremental hikes than not, playing this via a peak rate view is fairly dicey. After a raft of mixed and weak U.S. economic data had prompted Fed pivot chatter over the last week, new data said Wednesday that the U.S. trade deficit in goods and services was the smallest in August since May last year. September then saw U.S. payrolls expand by 208,000 according to the private sector ADP estimate, ahead of analyst forecasts for U.S. jobs growth and accelerating by 12% from August's upwardly revised figure. Services sector activity shrank however last month, new U.S. PMI survey data said, while it fell more sharply across the 19-nation Eurozone but accelerated in Japan and held dead flat in the UK. With the U.S. currency rallying 1.2% on its trade-weighted index from yesterday's two-week lows, gold priced in the dollar lost over $25 per ounce from Tuesday afternoon's three-week peak above $1,729. U.S. benchmark crude oil meantime rose to $87 per barrel, a seven-year high when hit in February, with crude oil then rising again to $120 per barrel as Russia's invasion of Ukraine hit financial markets in early March. Betting on next month's U.S. Fed policy decision from the U.S. Fed now sees a 2-in-3 chance that interest rates will rise to a ceiling of 4.0% per move, now requiring a fourth consecutive 0.75-point hike. As recently as June, the market put the odds of Fed rates reaching 4.0% in November at 0.